Hello Leo, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy the reading. This is a general life reading. If you please can like and share or like and subscribe, that would help a lot. I've already shuffled and laid out the cards, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start here. We have a lunar eclipse coming in for you. Now, there is actually going to be a full moon lunar eclipse this month, and that will be falling on the 19th of November. It will be in Taurus, which is another fellow fixed sign as yourself. So it will be at an angle to you. So I expect there will be something from this. Now, the lunar eclipse, the energy is always about change of some sort. Okay, so this is usually cyclical because it's to do with the moon. So this could wrap up within a 6-week period, or it could sort of unfold over a 6-month period. Take it as it resonates. Now, the lunar eclipse is always, as I said, about change, but it's about inevitable change. It's about inevitable things that must occur in order to bring about growth for you, and or for your nearest and dearest, depending on your situation, But whatever it will be, it's usually quite abrupt, unexpected, so it can be seen as a bit of a shock in some cases, but in other cases it can be something that was sort of on the fringes of your awareness, something there that you knew was going to come up at some point, or you were wondering about it, or you had an inkling, and then all of a sudden here it is here, right in your face. So it can happen like that as well. It can also be like a bubbling over of a situation. So in other words, it reaches a point where it's been simmering away, and now all of a sudden it's just coming out. So that can be the case. It can affect a number of ways. It can be a relationship. It can be to do with a job change or a career change. It can also be a relocation. It really depends on your situation and what is necessary and needed for you in your current circumstances. Just remember that it is an inevitable change, all right? So you can't escape it. It's going to come for you in some form. How you handle it, how you handle the change or the transition is going to be the test for you. So it can also be a realization of some sort. You may suddenly get a real download, a realization, and suddenly things become clear, or you're seeing something in a certain way that you just had not seen it before. And it suddenly, lots of things start occurring because of this realization in your life now. It obviously it's emotional because it's to do with the moon, but so there may be a feminine influence attached to that in some way, shape, or form as well. But it's something that's kind of cyclical. So as I said, it may unfold over a period of time, but it can start with a bang and then move forward from there. As I said, it's a welling up of emotion. The number 7 is attached there, number 43. So that may be 4 and 3, 7. So that may be important for you in some form. It could be that you are levered out of wherever you are, or however that is falling for you. You may be levered out of you are very abruptly. Now, what it will mean is that if you've been in a comfort zone of some sort, then this card will pull you out of that. And it's that transition phase where you kind of got to find your feet, and what you go through in that interim. Okay, so having said that, there is also, it seems to me that somewhere along the line, there's going to be a decision that needs to be made, or you may be procrastinating over a decision, and maybe that is why the lunar eclipse is going to come in to make that decision for you, especially if you've been putting something off. All right, so this is the bottom of the fairy tarot, 7 of summer. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over analyzing the options. Okay, so you may just have a variety of things. This is the 7 of summer, and there's the 7 on here as well. So 7 may be important for you, either 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 choices, or 7, however it applies to you. Okay, but the number 7 seems to be quite important. Now, it could be that you have been, as I said, putting off or procrastinating about a decision. and you just couldn't analyze the options. You couldn't work out what was the right thing to do. So you've just put it on the back burner, and then something comes along to force you into to moving forward with whatever is presented to you at that time. You may have to discern for yourself what is going to be the right course of action, and this is whether you come out of your comfort zone. So it could very well be that. It could come in the form of a number of ways that you could actually be suddenly seeing something very clearly with the lunar eclipse can bring that in for you, and then you will know exactly what direction you're going to go in. But if it doesn't pull you into a decision-making situation, then it may be presenting you with a number of situations which come as a result of that, okay, as a result of the lunar eclipse. Now you have a variety of options, and you've got to make a decision from there. But it can be about sort of confusion because you're looking at too many things and you just can't make a decision. And sometimes not making a decision is a choice. It is a decision. All right. So take that as you need to. Now, moving on, we have the fifth house here. So the fifth house is the house of a number of things. It may have, it depends on your situation. It can be a love affair. It can be, and that is indicated here. It can also be to do with your children or children that you are involved with. And this may affect them as well. It can also be about creativity. So this can be about a creative venture which you perhaps need to start on, or you would like to start on, or you are involved in some way. It can also be to do with any form of recreational activity. So recreation means recreation, and this is the house of creation. Okay, so it means that some activity is going to be very beneficial for you, or you need to be doing some activity which is beneficial for you. Now, this could be a number of things. It could be a handcraft. It could be a creative venture. It could be something to do with your children, enjoying time with them, having fun. You have got the fun card here. So I'm feeling that you do need to do more of this. It could also be to do with entertainment, something like that. It could also be to do with, the romance that comes with the love affair, but it has also got a sort of a risk element to it. So this could be either taking a risk or summing up a risk, or it could be going into a profession or a line of work which involves a risk of some sort. Now, this can be like stock exchange or something like that. It's kind of going with it's got stakes attached to it. Okay. So gambling also does, funny enough, come in under the fifth house as well. So now what is coming in here for you? You've got at the bottom, you've got Pluto transformation, and you've got Mary Magdalene unconditional love. So whatever the situation that is arising in the fifth house, it's going to involve transformation of some sort. And it's also going to be that putting you in a position where this is where you need to operate from, unconditional love. Okay. So for some of you, it may be the starting of a family. It might be unexpected, okay? Or it could be the start of a romance or a love affair. Or it could be that some relationship to either one of those may be going through a change of cycle. So either something is falling away, and there's a going through a new beginning, or it could be that the relationship of some sort is going to a new level. Okay. So that may be occurring, but the Pluto card covers, sexuality, birth, and also regeneration and renewal. And it also covers death. Now, the death is not normally a physical death. I'm not saying it won't be in some cases, but it's falling into the fifth house. So this may be to do with the death of the ego, or some sort of situation in your life which is you don't need or is not working for you anymore. So it'll be the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, which can happen with a love affair. It could be happening with your children, or your children are involved somehow. It can also be, as I said, some endeavor or some activity which you are doing that you are is getting a regeneration and a renewal. So it could be something that you used to do and you're now going back into it and regenerating it, or going through some renewal. Whatever it is, I feel that it could be very intense with the Pluto energy, okay? Because this is transformational. This is letting go of the past, or letting go of blocks and inhibitions in order to make room for new things. It can be also, in some cases, the rising up from within of certain things that need to be said or done, or acted upon. So now this could be the rising up of sexuality, or a change in your mode of expression in love affairs or relationships, on the sort of romantic relationships. It could also be in the way you are dealing with your children or children in general. It could be some sort of shift or change associated with that. It could also be, as I said, the transformation, the cycle change that is occurring in any one of the other areas associated with the 5th house. But it is about your passion, your enjoyment, your happiness, your recreational activities. And it could even be a sport. Something that is recreational and an activity of all, any kind of activity which is pleasurable and enjoyable and recreational for you. Now, having said that, somewhere in amongst there, you need to come back into the situation. So love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Okay, so somewhere along the line, I feel something is going to come out. It could be a secret, or it could be a long-held belief that hasn't been expressed, or it could just be something that needs to be expressed or acted upon, okay? And you might get a reaction from others, or it might start a new trend or a new cycle for you in your life. And there may be a few around you who just don't resonate with that. Or it could be that you are seeing situations unfolding around you and you need to come back into your unconditional love. So this means love yourself, all right? And with the 5th house, recreational activities or sort of, love affairs and all of that all comes in. It's all tied up with this. So you may be starting on a new cycle, starting on a new mode of expression or a new way of doing things. And it's saying love yourself and others and every situation. So come back to love, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Now, this may be affecting your children. Maybe a child of yours has grown up and is now falling in love, or is starting a family, whatever the situation is. Okay. So somewhere along the line, this is about, loving your situation, even though some aspects of it may be not what you expected or what you anticipated or, what you had kind of envisioned for yourself. There may be some transformational aspects which you need to go through in this. But whatever happens, it's saying that some fun needs to be had here. But with the Pluto energy, it can be quite intense, as I said. So when you are facing something, you simply can't come to a decision, which is what the 7 of Summer is saying, or you're grappling with various circumstances, then come back to this. Go out and have fun, enjoy yourselves, and you'll be surprised at how it can lift away difficulties, and you get out of your own way, basically, and then you'll be able to, a solution will appear, or a new set of circumstances, or a new way of looking at things will appear. And that's simply because you've handed it over, you've surrendered the situation to the universe, and you're just going to have fun and enjoy yourself. And then you lighten up. And as soon as your focus is on having fun and enjoyment and living in the moment, then solutions can come in to sort things out. Now, we do have Ostara here, fertility. So as I said, starting a family may be very much on the cards for some of you. For others of you, it may be the start of a new condition or a new situation or a new business or a new idea, or it may involve your children, that maybe they're the ones that are starting a new situation of some sort. So Ostara is about fertility. It's about new beginnings. So it's the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So however that resonates for you in your situation. It's a very abundant energy. She is actually the goddess that Easter is associated with. That is the Christian version, and Ostara is the pagan version. Ostara and Easter is basically comes from the pagan tradition. All right. So fertility, new beginnings. There's Easter eggs in there, which it's the abundance, new ideas, new conditions. There is a moon involved. Also daffodils and flowers. So it could be for some of you spring related, or it could be maybe April next year, that something is going to manifest for you. Something is going to build up in the meantime and manifest for you at that time. So take the timing as it resonates for you. But it's any time when, there's, more light and more energy and movement, and animals are starting to move around and so on. So the moon energy, as I said, the lunar eclipse is here. There is a new moon on the 4th of November, which is in Scorpio, and that is also a fixed sign and also at an angle to you. So the new moon may be a precursor, and then the full moon eclipse may bring something else in as well. Now, we also have to do with the same soul, the 5th house. We have got Prince of Summer. This may be somebody coming into your life as a romantic partner, or it could be to do with your children, if your children are grown up and so on. Or it could be an emotional experience, very uplifting, very kind of almost like a dramatic energy coming in. It says here, romantic, captivating, dramatic, flirtatious. So this may represent a person in your life, or it could be that you're bringing a child into the world and they're going to be like this, or it could be that a child of yours has got a partner who is like this, so it can come in a number of ways. So falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. So whether this is personally for you or your children, or some other experience that is coming in, something which has got this very very charismatic energy. It's a very moving energy, and he's riding on a dandelion. He's holding a crystal heart. So I feel it's a very uplifting energy, but it could be very emotional, and you may just need to ground yourself at that time.